Hey, welcome back to Vic's Views. I just want to upload. I wanted to talk about a movie that I watched the other day. It was called The Duel, and it's by Steven Spielberg. Now, this movie came out back in. Its release date was September the 23rd of 1969, and it was an ABC Movie of the Week. I still remember ABC Movie of the Week because that's when movies came out on TV and they were really good. Not that I'm saying the movies are not that good now, but that's what it was called back then, was ABC Movie of the Week. Because I remember last time I was talking about this movie. This movie had such an impact on me because I was only 10 years old and I was fascinated just by this creepy truck chasing this guy out in the the remote area of California. But when I watched this movie, I actually was like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about my Steven Spielberg's best movies that I enjoy. Now, obviously, he has a lot of movies out there that he made. We all know that, and everybody is subjective to what are their favorites. Now, these are my least favorites to my favorites, so that means that I like all of them. So the first one is the bottom of the list, which I like. Is called Ready Player One. I had no idea I was gonna like Ready Player One, but I fell in love with that movie. I remember when it first came out, I was like, man, that movie looks lame. I said to myself, it just didn't look right. It just had it just wasn't for me. And I popped it in after it was released on available to rent and available to buy. So I decided to watch it because, Steven Spielberg, and I fell in love with that movie. I mean, it is one of the best. It's a well-made movie. This movie was released March 29th of 2018. And I remember that because I was 59 years old. I was on the cusp of being 60 years old. But anyway, I bought that movie. I liked it that much. I got it on Blu-ray, and this is like a hard, like a steel book edition. But I got Ready Player One. And then my next least to the favorite is War of the Worlds. Now remember, I love all these movies, but I'm going from the bottom to the top. War of the Worlds. Man, I remember taking my three boys to go and see that movie because my daughter was in Cincinnati with her mom and stepdad, and she couldn't be with us a lot of stuff, but I always wish my daughter could go with us. But I remember taking them to go see that movie because I was so jacked up. I couldn't wait to get off work. And I kept saying, I'm going to get up my boys, man. I'm going to pick up my boys because it was my weekend to pick up my boys. I was like, I'm going to go take them to go see War of the Worlds, man. Steven Spielberg, he's remaking the original classic because I love the original. So that movie came out June 29th of 2005. And I was 44 years old when that movie came out. And I bought it on 4K, and Tom Cruise, man, in one of my upcoming videos, I'm going to talk about Tom Cruise's movies, what I liked and what ones I don't. It's a different story, but I'm going to talk about Tom Cruise. But I love Tom Cruise, but he nailed this one. Like I said, War of the Worlds. Steven Spielberg, he kicked butt again. And like I said, that came out June 29th, 2005. I was 44 years old. And then the next on the list is E.T. Now, I don't watch E.T. that much, but boy, I remember when I first watched E.T., I fell in love with E.T., and that came out June 11th of 1982. I was 23 years old. Wow. Anyway, I was 23 years old, and man, I remember watching that movie, and I mean, that's when the video industry was just taking off, man. You had the VHS, you had all those Hollywood Video, you had you had all those video stores. They were rocking back then. I still remember going to those big video stores, man. People standing in line with their, I think DVDs came out later, but I think it was the VHS. And I think DVDs was in there, but they progressively got in there. But man, those were some good old days, man. Used to go to the video store, man. Friday night, you get a bunch of videos and sit at home and just chill out and watch movies. But, we got the internet now, but brings back some memories, you guys. But yeah, E.T. man, the extraterrestrial. Yeah, June 11th, 1982. I was 23 years old. That is crazy. Next on the list is Jurassic Park. I love the first one. I like all the rest of them, but the first one is by far my favorite one. That one came out June 11th of 1993. That's so funny because E.T. came out June 11th of 1982, and then Jurassic Park came out June 11th of 1993. That's crazy. I remember taking my my oldest boy's mom to go see that movie, and she was pregnant with him, and she was about ready to have him too. She had him like July, August. She had him 2 months later. That was my second child. I remember taking her to go see that movie, and she just sit there, and her stomach was real big, and she's about ready to have my son Tyler. That brings back memories. 1993. That yeah, Jurassic Park. 1993, June 11th. I was 34 years old. Wow. Anyway, that was one of Steven Spielberg's movies. That's in one of my favorites, man. You know, it's one of my favorites. And then next on the list, and these are going from the bottom to the top, okay? So, Raiders of the Lost Ark. This should be a little higher, but I'm going by how I feel when I watch some of these movies. Raiders of the Lost Ark came out June 12th. He has a knack of putting movies out in June. I don't know why, but this one came out June 12th of 1981. I was 22 years old at that time. 22. Now, I remember the first time I watched that movie, man, that movie just blew me away. Actually, you hear a lot of people talk about how that movie blew them away. I mean, I don't think Steven Spielberg knew I don't know if he knew what he did, but Steven Spielberg was so creative and so imaginative back in those days. Not that I'm saying he ain't now, it's just that he's just big at it, you know, he's Steven Spielberg. But no, back then he was just clicking. Not that he ain't doing nothing now. He's definitely, I love Steven Spielberg. But anyway, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Man, I wore that movie out. Actually, you know, he had, you know, the next two that come out, but I like those as well. But that very last one, he had Temple of Doom was good. It was different. And then you had the Last Crusade, and that Last Crusade, man, if I was Steven Spielberg, I wouldn't have never made any more Raiders because he went out with a bang with that one. But you know, Raiders of the Lost Ark, that's one of my favorites. So I'm getting pretty much at the top. So like I said, Raiders of the Lost Ark came out June 12th, 1981. I was 22 years old. Next on the list is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I wore this movie out. I love this movie. I so love this movie. This movie came out in 1977, November the 16th, 1977. November the 16th, 1977. I was 17 years old. I didn't see that movie in the theater. I seen that movie after I went to the, you know, video store and picked it up on VHS. Oh, I love that movie. Because I could watch that movie and it just brings me back in time, you know. And, you know, a lot of people have done, they're not here no more. That's in my family. They're gone, man. And a lot of times when I sit down and watch some of these movies, I don't get sad. I just go back. It's a good feeling, but, man, where'd the time go? Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It came out on November 16th, 1977. I was 17 years old. And, man, I got that one. 4K. And it looks so good. It looks so good. Still holds up today. And then, of course, man, this should be number one, but it's not. It should be. But Jaws. You should have known I was going to throw Jaws in there. Jaws is my second favorite. It should be my first, but Jaws, it came out June 20th, 1975. I was 15 years old. I remember watching this movie. I think I've seen this movie like 3 times, man. And I lived out in the country, and I lived in Ohio with my aunt and uncle. And my mom shipped me up there because she didn't want me to stay in the city and get, hooked up with any, a gang or anything. So she shipped me up on a farm. My uncle, man, he was tough, man. He had to chop wood and cut grass and feed the animals. It was a farm. So anyway, I remember going to St. Louis to go visit my mom every summer break when school was out. So I decided to go see Jaws in St. Louis. And when I went home to Mom's house, God rest her soul, my mom's not here no more. And I remember laying down, going to sleep, and my mom had this nice big apartment, and my sisters was there. And I went to go to sleep, and I remember laying down looking at the wall, and I felt like Jaws was going to come out that wall, and that music, and the way that shark look, you guys. Such fond memories, such fond memories. And I got that on 4K, baby, 4K, Jaws. Look at that cover, man. Oh yeah, I definitely had to order that. Yeah, oh yeah. And last but not least is Duel. Yeah, you probably be like, most of y'all be like, you put Duel at #1? Yes, I did. And it's old as dirt. But Duel came out in 1969, September the 23rd of 1969. I'll never forget it because back then when you were a kid, this ABC had this thing called Movie of the Week. It always came on a Saturday. So, when you're a kid, your cable station, you understand, I was born in 59. So, I was 10 years old when this movie came out. I remember watching this movie, and it always stayed with me because I watched that movie. I remember sitting down, it was in black and white. I was sitting on the floor and I was watching. I was just glued. And all I could see was the truck driver's hand shifting the stick and that big old ugly rusted truck. And Dennis Weaver, he was just going on a business meeting. He was going to be back later on and, meet up with his wife. And man, that was one hell of a day for Dennis Weaver. And man, you never did get to see the truck driver's face. But oh my God, and when I got older, it was like 1999, I think. I kept saying, what is that movie that I seen where the man was shifting his gears and all you seen was his foot, and you seen this rusted truck, and I kept saying Dennis Weaver. So, computers are not like they are today. That was back in 1999, so I got on there and I punched in Dennis Weaver movies, and boom, Duel. Of course, I got that just on regular DVD. This is an excellent movie. Excellent. Yes, most likely, you guys will not like this movie because it's old and it's outdated. But I love it. This is a film, it says a film by Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg was on so much pressure trying to get this done. And there's a shot in there where you got Steven Spielberg looking down at his notes, and Dennis Weaver is running from this truck, and he's at a payphone, and the truck is getting ready to hit the payphone, and Dennis Weaver jumps out of the payphone booth, and the truck, smashes the payphone booth, and then it shows Dennis Weaver getting in the truck, getting in his car, and when he gets in his car, there's Steven Spielberg in the back seat taking notes, and he forgot to cut himself out. It is so funny. It's in there. But you're so into the movie, you don't care. But oh my God, Duel. That is my #1 movie by Steven Spielberg. Anyway, you guys, hope you guys are all doing well. God bless and take care. And if you like this kind of stuff, consider hitting the subscribe button. I'm gonna ask that once in a while. And if you do watch it, could you be kind enough to drop a like if you can remember? But yeah, those are my top favorite Steven Spielberg movies. What is your favorite Steven Spielberg movies? I know, because he's got a lot of them out there. I could have put a lot more on the list, but these are the ones that I know that I will watch a lot all the time. There's a lot of other ones out there, but these are the ones that are my favorites. So anyway, you guys, God bless and take care. We'll catch you in the next video. We'll see you.